Hi, boys and girls. We're going to be working on math today. Today is Wednesday, February 24th. And for math, from your math book, which most of you have it torn out probably, this is the page we need. Pages 299, and then the next page is 300, then 301, 302, 301, 302. Okay, this is what we need. So, we have talked about this before, problem solving. So figuring out answers to what we call a story problem, where they give us sentences to tell us what's going on, and then a question at the end to figure out how many altogether, how many are left. Okay, so I think you can do this. It'll be fine. We're going to watch a little video first. Hold on. Okay.
Problem-solving strategy. Write a number sentence. How many children can you find on the playground? Did you find all 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's read the problem together. There are 8 children on the playground. 5 children go home. How many children are left? First, we need to understand the problem. Let's look back at the problem and underline what we know. We know there are 8 children on the playground. We also know that 5 children go home. Now let's circle what we need to find. We need to find how many children are left at the park after the others leave. Now we need to choose a plan to solve the problem. One way we could find the answer is to write a number sentence. Now it's time to solve the problem. 8 children are on the playground. 5 children go home. Let's count back from 8 to see how many children are left. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. 8 minus 5 equals 3. 3 children are left. Let's check the answer. We can look back at the problem. Did we find the information we needed in the problem? Yes. Did we write a number sentence to solve our problem? Yes. Did we subtract correctly? Yes.
I don't know why
our answer is reasonable.
They should have a subtraction. They should have minus here, right? Not sure why they didn't put that minus sign there. Okay, so now we're going to have out our paper. So page 299. Page 299. So ignore this part. We're just going to work on this part. Problem solving. So the example, there are 6 seagulls flying over the ocean. 2 of the seagulls land in the ocean. How many seagulls are still flying? So we underline what we know. We know, they already did this for you, there are 6 seagulls flying over the ocean. We knew that. We knew that 2 of them landed in the ocean. So they underline that. Circle what you need to find out. What we need to find out is the question. That's always what somebody's asking a question, they want to know the answer. So they circled the question, how many seagulls are still flying? That's what we need to solve. So, how will I solve the problem? I will write a number sentence. So, because we have 6 and we know 2 are gone, that means we're going to subtract. So let's go ahead and put a minus here, like we did. That's not a very good minus. Minus. And we're going to put equals here. So how many seagulls were there at the beginning? 6. And how many of them landed in the ocean? 2. So 6 minus 2. You can use your fingers. You could draw little circles if you wanted to help you. If you had something at home that you could use to, like Cheerios or something like that. But 6 minus 2. 6. And take 2 away. 6. 4. 6 minus 2 is 4. Is my answer reasonable? So we think, well, would it make sense if there were 6 and then 2 of them landed? Does 4 seem like a reasonable answer? Does 4 seem like it would make sense? Yes. We didn't come up with a bigger number, and we know it's not 0. So it is a reasonable answer. All right, let's turn the page. Okay. Am I on the right page? Yes. Okay. So here we go again. This one. There are 11 children building sand castles on the beach. 3 of the children go home. How many children are still building sand castles? So what do we know? What do we know about the sand castle? What do we know about the children? We know, so that's what we're going to underline. We know there are 11 children building sand castles on the beach. They told us that. Okay, so underline that. What else do we know? We know 3 of the children go home. So what do we need to find out? This is what we need to find out. How many, I'm going to circle in one big circle. How many children are still building sand castles? That's the question. That's what we need to find out. How many children are still there? Okay, so again, we're going to subtract because they went home. That kind of gave us the hint that when they went home, that means they left. And so we're going to subtract. Minus equals. So what number is going to go first? The number that goes first is the number of what they started with. And they started with how many children? 11. 11 children were at the beginning. How many went home? 3 of them went home. So how many would be left? Okay. How I would figure this out is, because we don't have 11 fingers, so I would have 11 in my head, and I'm going to count backwards 3, because we're not losing 3, but 3 children are going away, right? They're going home. So 11, 10, 9, 8. Okay, see how I counted back? I knew I needed to count back 3. 11, 10, 9, 8. 8 children are left. So, is my answer reasonable? It didn't get bigger, did it? No. It wasn't really small because not all the children left. So 8 seems like a reasonable answer. All right, number 1, because that was still a practice. Isaac bought 12 shells. He lost 6 of the shells. How many shells does Isaac have now? What do we know? What do we know about Isaac? We know he bought 12 shells. What else do we know about Isaac and his shells? He lost 6 of the shells. So we know that. And what are we trying to find out? What question are they asking us? They're asking us, and we're going to circle, how many shells does Isaac have now? That's what we need to find out. How many shells are left? Okay, we're going to write out a number sentence. And so because we know he lost 1, we know it's going to subtract. And then we'll put our equals here. Okay. What's the first number that we're going to put? He started out with 12. And how many did he lose? He lost 6. Okay. So, this kind of reminds me of a double. So we could think of our doubles to help us figure out the answer. Don't 6 and 12 kind of make you think of a double? I hope so, because we talked about that a lot. If you're not sure, you could draw out 12 circles. You could draw out shells if you wanted to spend that much time. Okay, I kind of gave you a hint on the double. Okay, 6 of them. He lost 6 of them, so I'm going to X out 6. How many are left? 6. Okay, this is what I meant by it kind of reminds me of a double. Well, it is a double. 6 plus 6 is 12. So hopefully you're thinking about that when you're subtracting, using doubles to help you subtract. I think we've kind of talked about that already. Okay. Number 2, Juan found 11 starfish on the beach. He gave 4 of them to his sister. How many starfish does Juan have now? Okay, what do we know about Juan and the starfish? We know Juan found 11 starfish on the beach. And what else did we know? We know he gave 4 of them to his sister. And what do we need to find out? What question are they asking us? How many starfish does Juan have now? Okay, so we know it's subtracting because he gave them away. He gave some of them away. So we're going to have minus and equals. Okay, how many starfish were there at the beginning? Juan had 11 at the beginning. How many did he give away? 4. Okay, you could draw pictures, or I'm going to do the counting back. We know we need to count back 4, right? 4. So we start out with 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. 7. 11 minus 4 equals 7. 11 minus 4 equals 7. Okay. So, does that seem reasonable? 11 minus 4, does that sound like the right number? I think so. Because again, our answer isn't bigger than what we started with, and it's not really tiny because we only took 4 away. So, I think it seems reasonable. Okay. Ooh, they're giving us a tricky one. There are 12 seahorses swimming together. Some swam away, and now there are 8 seahorses. How many seahorses swam away? Okay, what do we know? We know there are 12 seahorses swimming together. What else do we know? We know some swam away, and now there are 8 seahorses. This is a tricky one. What do we need to find out? How many seahorses swam away? Okay. So, again, we know that they were swimming away, so we know it's minus and equals. This is the tricky part, okay? So, how many seahorses were there? There were 12 seahorses. And you could kind of do this more than one way. You could, you'd kind of have the same answer of how many seahorses swam away, but we're going to take 8 away for this. So 12 minus 8, so that we could get the answer, because the question's asking how many seahorses swam away. They're not asking how many are left, and so we're trying to figure out how many seahorses swam away. Because we could have wrote this, 12 minus blank equals 8. We're kind of doing this, but we're doing it in this way. Okay. 12 minus 8. We're trying to figure out how many seahorses swam away. And this, like I was saying, there are 8 left, but how many swam away? This is really what we're trying to figure out. Okay. I'm going to count back again. So we start out with 12, and we're taking 8. Okay? So 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay. 4 seahorses, or 4 here. 4 seahorses swam away, so that you had 8 altogether, or 8 left. But we're going to put it like this. 12 minus 8 equals 4 seahorses swam away. Okay, let's turn it to the back. Okay, number 4, Brody saw 12 jellyfish in the ocean. Hunter, we have some names of students in first grade on here. Hunter saw 7 jellyfish there. How many more jellyfish did Brody see than Hunter? Okay, so what do we know? We know, I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. Doesn't always want to cooperate when I try to do it that way, though. Okay, I'm going to have to make it smaller. All right. Okay, what do we know? We know Brody saw 12 jellyfish in the ocean. What else do we know? We know Hunter saw 7 jellyfish there. And they're asking, how many more jellyfish did Brody see than Hunter? So we're not trying to figure out how many altogether. We're trying to see how many more did Brody see than Hunter. Okay. But we are going to subtract. We're going to take 12 minus 7 to figure out how many more jellyfish. And I'm not going to give you the answer. I helped you figure out the problem, but you're going to figure out the answer on your own. And you write your answer here. You could draw little pictures if you needed to. You could use your fingers to figure out the answer. But you need to write out how many more jellyfish did Brody see than Hunter. Okay, number 5. There are 5 alligators swimming. 3 of them get out of the water. How many of the alligators are still swimming? All right, what do we know? We know there are 5 alligators swimming. We know 3 of them get out of the water. And we need to find out how many of the alligators are still swimming. This is an easy one. Very easy. We know that there were 5. 3 of them get out of the water. So, how many are still swimming? Again, I'm not going to give you the answer. You're going to figure out the answer to that. 5 minus 3. Okay. All right, and the last one. Lena had 10 sandals. She gave away 6 of them. How many sandals did Lena have left? So what do we know? We know Lena had 10 sandals, and we know she gave away 6 of them. What do we need to find out? How many sandals does Lena have? So we know she had 10. She gave away 6. How many does she still have? She's nice, giving all of her sandals away. Okay, you're going to figure out that answer. Okay, so we have done problem solving before. You think about what you know. You try to think about what are we trying to answer? What's the question asking? How many are left? How many are more? And how many left is we're going to take away. How many more you're going to add. So, I think you're probably getting better and better at your problem solving, aren't you? Okay, I hope you find time to read today, because that's important so that you can become a better reader. Reading every day. Okay, I will see you later. Bye.